All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to Tuesday. We are now in September. So I will be finishing up the monthly readings for the zodiac signs. Some of them are already up. I still have, I think, four to do. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. Those will be posted today and tomorrow. So let's take a look at that. This week in my astrology group, I'm going to be looking at Lilith, discovering the type of woman you're meant to be. And for men, the type of woman that they need in their life. All right. We're going to be talking about that on Thursday. And on Wednesday in Pathfinders, we're going to be talking about getting into alignment and how you do it and how you figure out what's blocking you for aligning with what you're looking to manifest in your life. So we're going to talk about that. It's really a part two. We're going to talk about that this week. All right. Links are below for those memberships if you want to jump on. Reaching your destination, your light is shining brightly. Wise leader. Embracing enthusiasm. Oh, I love this. And taking shelter. There's something, I feel like some of you are on the right track, but you need to know, you need to get better a little bit at who to trust, who to share your dreams with, and who not to. Okay. So this feels really powerful to me that some of you are stepping into being leaders and healers and guides. And you may find it surprising. Like it just feels so good to be in this place. This feels really, really good to me. And to really trust yourself. The answers are within, but also not to really share your dreams with everybody. Not everybody deserves to share your dreams. Okay. So that's a big lesson here today from Spirit saying, hey, maybe you don't want to share your dream with that person who kind of undercuts your self-confidence, or you don't have to cut them out of your life, but you kind of give them a little bit of grace about like, okay, but I'm just not, there's some layers here, right? There's some layers of trust, not just I trust everybody or I trust nobody. There's layers of trust, or I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like segments of trust. This is a group of people I trust with my fun ideas. This is the group of people I trust with my business ideas. This is the group of people I trust with my inner core. All right. So let's see what the reading has to say. September is very powerful, and especially that Pisces full moon eclipse that's coming up, the blood moon that's coming up on the 7th. Yeah, look at this. Hermit, 5 of Swords, Knight of Swords, being discerning. What I just said to you about like who you trust with your dreams, being discerning. We're in Virgo season right now. And some of you are definitely this wise leader. So I always think about like, I have a lot of Libra in me. So I always think like a conversation can really help iron things out. But not everybody is interested in understanding you. Not everybody is interested in like, oh, if I just knew that, then I wouldn't be a jerk to you. Like not everybody rolls that way. So Hanged Man, I know that's one of my things is that I feel like if I could just make you understand, then we'll be on the same page. No, there's a fair amount of people out there who are not going to be interested in your explanation or, what you want. They're really looking for themselves. And it's hard to be discerning, but I feel like this has been a block. Being discerning of who to trust and who not to. I am getting that Magician. So Magician and the 5 of Swords, don't like that too much. That feels like manipulation. That feels like purposeful manipulation. So you're getting a better discerning kind of lens here. And it's really has to do with observing who people are. Yeah, there's the Death card, who they are. And, this is a very strong word, agendas. But there is something about that you are kind of like, all right, I see what you want. I see what you don't want. This King of Wands feels like you moving forward in a really powerful way when you get that discerning bone in your head going that says, yeah, I can trust you with this level of information, but not with this level. The Death card, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. Woo! Some new ideas coming in, some new opportunities coming in. Big transformation. Look at that. There's a Sagittarius card. So far, Aquarius, Scorpio, Sag, Virgo, Gemini. High Priestess, Cancer enters the chat. The Two of Wands, Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. I feel like you have turned your back on a situation. Maybe it's because of this trust issue. Someone you thought was very wise or very trustworthy turned out to not be that. Okay. And so you're moving forward. I like this toward this Ace of Wands. Now there's space. Now you have space for another person in your life who is trustworthy. And it's almost like I'm always getting this, ad for, hey, I'm, help wanted. I'm looking for a trustworthy companion, right? Eight of Pentacles, Page of Swords, King of Pentacles. Your ideas are really going to pan out. This is why I feel like somebody was purged from your life because they're not trustworthy with this level of abundance. There's something about not being, not being good with money or not being good with resources or not being able to handle it. And I was talking yesterday about Saturn only gives you a gifty after the hard work. So after the work of Saturn, after the lessons we learn from Saturn, when you do learn those lessons, you're basically achieving another level of emotional maturity. And when that happens, it's like with great responsibility comes, or with great abundance, with great gifts come great responsibility. And it's almost like the young you or the immature you didn't realize that. And so you kind of tried to climb to some kind of height that you didn't have the emotional maturity to really achieve. Spirit wants you to know that that's why that relationship didn't work out back then. But now it may work out because there's a higher level of emotional maturity here. The Temperance card and the High Priestess, there's some new decisions. Once this is over, right? This is done. King of Swords driving, forward toward my new life, my new ideas. I'm really being balanced. I'm really being very intuitive, discerning, so I can make this decision. Two of Wands. Some of you are just kind of sitting on that, right? Eight of Pentacles. Like, I don't have to go out and seek it out. I feel like that's what you've learned. I don't have to go and seek it out. It's coming to me. This new level of emotional maturity and the responsibilities, but also the great gifts that they offer are coming to me in the form of this, this Page of Swords. And I feel like you keep a very, very run a tight ship. Like, I don't feel like you're telling too many people what your real dreams and goals are. Seven of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Swords. There's definitely a connection between you and, look, you got three kings here. The King of Cups is missing. There's definitely a connection, King of Wands and Queen of Wands, of this highest level of maturity with the kings. And the Queen is here. So feminine energy is here. I feel like that makes it passionate and joyful and fun. But like, you haven't had that for a while. Like, some of you may have gone through a really long dry spell with partners, or some of you may have had to move someone else out of your life in order to make space, right? That could have happened just recently. It's not always one-to-one. It's not like, oh, I broke up with this person, new one comes in. It's like, well, this relationship that I've been having with this toxic boss, I decided to move on from it. I got a different job. My energy is brighter. And that's what brings in this new person. This person's a King of Pentacles. You could be aligning with some kind of real, very strong abundance here. Lovers, Judgment. Yeah, Six of Swords, and there's the Queen of Cups. So that's very beautiful energy. This feels like you're embracing a life path that really is in alignment with why you're here. So there's fulfillment, there's resources, there's joy, there's, I don't know, but it just seems like maybe you haven't seen this before because it was like too up here, too high a level of emotional fulfillment or emotional maturity. And now you are at that because you've done something that maybe was hard to do. Saturn, right? You've done something that's hard to do. And now you're resilient. You're ready for the next chapter. You're ready for passion. Some of you have left behind a love relationship. Others of you have left behind other people who couldn't go. Now, I want to say this to you. I said couldn't get to the same level. I want to say this to you that's very loud to me lately, and it's been coming through in my own experience, but also in my own meditations and downloads, that each one of us has a very unique, personalized choice in front of us that gets us to this level of frequency that is the shift for you into 5D. It's very personalized for you, and it's usually built around your biggest Achilles heel. Okay. The thing that you've been most afraid to do, the person you're most afraid to criticize or leave behind, the experience that you're most afraid to have. And I've been saying that for quite a long time. But for me, I was just like, this week, it was so obvious that it's like, wow, this is the shift into 5D. I was thinking that these were Saturnian kind of lessons and all of that, but now I'm putting it together that when you're talking about alignment, you're talking about your spiritual evolution. In the new astrology class, I'm going to be talking about embodying your astrology, and Pluto is the evolutionary path of the soul. Okay. So we're going to be talking a lot about that and how you embrace these things in your birth chart. It's not just this random energy that's going on. This is very Plutonic, right? This is Scorpio. And so the modern ruler of Scorpio is Pluto. And the death or the changes put us on our path for spiritual awakening. And you may have gone through a bunch of spiritual awakenings. You may have gone through a Kundalini activation, or maybe that's what's going to be happening here. You may have gone through some kind of major shift in terms of your what your gift is, and like, this is my gift and this is what I'm doing. You may have had a bunch of these things. There's another one coming. There's another big shift coming here. And part of this is being discerning and knowing who to share what's going on with you, knowing who to share that with. Because there are people who can kind of stand in your way or be manipulative or kind of tie you up, interference. So this is very important that you pay attention to this next big shift. All right, let's keep going. I want to get some more information about what that shift might be for the collective. And, maybe I can get a little bit more specialized information. So if you want to continue on with me, link is below. Otherwise, Pathfinders, let's just keep going. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.